I'm back to do my review for Married at First Sight, episode 10. I guess I should start saying like, comment, and subscribe because that would, help me greatly. Just not used to it yet, so I guess at some point in time it will come natural. But if you could please like, comment, and subscribe. I really want to know what you guys think about my rambling off, the top of my head and what I can remember from the show the previous night. Anyway, Vincent and Brianna, I definitely think that they'll make it. I just don't know if I know I wouldn't be able to deal with the, just getting mad at random things that are basically for no good reason. And I think that, him making the excuse of it's because he wants to look good for her, I think that that is the dumbest thing. I I didn't agree with him getting mad about her saying that's so vinny of you because it wasn't really, a big deal. But I kind of maybe would understand. But now it's just starting to be like he's a kid and he's not whining, but yeah, he's whining when it's like it maybe not getting his way or it not him. Okay, so maybe it is about him not looking good, but I think it's still very childish and is something that he has to get over if he wants to be in a marriage or in a friendship because he seems like the type that will, he gets an attitude when it's not his way. And I think that's very, very stupid. Ryan and Clara. First, I forgot to mention last week about Clara shutting him down while she was eating those donuts. He didn't know what to say after, and I thought that it was the best thing because he was just rambling. Some people feel like if they got it together and their work ethic should be the next person's work ethic, and if it's not the same, they want you to make it the same because they figure because you don't work like I work, this is why you're not where you should be. And not realizing that the person might be exactly where they want to be. So someone forcing themselves on you to make you think like or to push you to do better when they don't even know what's better for you or what you want, period. They're just going off of how they feel and what they feel. So I think that was her. It seems like her first time kind of speaking up to him, and I loved it. They're them not having sex. It is very weird to me. And when Dr. Viviana said, "Do you think he might be a virgin?" and that was just like, wow, she is very intuitive. But I think the trust, blah, 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 the trust thing with him. I think Ryan is a closet freak and he needs to make sure that the freaky things he wants to do are going to be kept secret. That's what I think. Because if you're going to put your mouth there and expect her to put her mouth there, but y'all won't have full blown sex, is crazy to me because you're not protecting your mouth. I mean, she could protect hers, but it's very odd for a man to protect his mouth when he's in down there. So I don't understand. But to me, like a virgin or a closet freak is seems logical because I think that the trust thing is somewhat of an excuse because you can build trust and have sex, and I think it actually would add to it, but there's something that's just not right, and it's not just because he wants to build a foundation and blah 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 blah. She understands you want to build a foundation. She's cool with building a foundation, but there's a foundation does not have to be built without sex. And if it is built with sex, that does not mean it's going to be a shaky foundation. It's just not. So there's something else that he's not telling everybody, and that he doesn't want any cameras to know. Chris and Paige. I don't know how many times she's going to let this man do whatever he wants, and then, say, let's fix it. She says, okay. And then the next day he's off still doing him, like she's the person who caused the issue. I do not understand. Like, when they first showed her making the bed, of course you knew because her facial expression that he was not there. And why wouldn't he be? If he said let's start over, she said let's start over, and they were starting over, why would he not be in the house? She needs to think about that. And then for him to come and get on his phone. First, like, me personally, if we were going through something and you were on your phone, if I don't try to snatch it away from you, I might come pour water on it. Only because it's just the disrespect at that level. I wouldn't do it just like any random. But at that level, the disrespect that she has endured, you come, we ain't talked, you wanted to start over, now you come and sit and pull your phone out. I would go ape shit. So I don't know how she does it. I think she's very stupid for doing it. I don't feel sorry for her at all anymore because she keeps putting herself through it. Then even when Dr. Viviana asked her why is she married, I need somebody, one of the experts, to say, yes, this is a process, but this was not a part of the process. And this God, Pastor Cal, you know that God is not in this at all. And he needs to speak up. But because she keeps using that as an excuse, the process and God. Like, I'm sure you had a man just as bad as Chris, or maybe not as bad, but you still had a shitty man in your life. If not, you would be married. And did you think God sent those men? And if they didn't do to you what he's done, why would you think that God sent this man? And so when she's writing down the days and what he does, and saying, okay, movies, no cards, no, like, he only wants, when she just wanted to talk on the phone every day, he's saying he wants to do it in person. And the only reason why he wants to do it in person, because he still wants to, and he knows he can. And she, like, I don't know why that's not, the light isn't going off, because it went off in my head. I mean, if a person can't talk to you over the phone, they only want to see you in person. They won't go to the movies or won't watch movies. They don't want to play cards. The only thing he wants to do is be around you so that he can be physical with you. He can't take you out to eat, but he'll bring food to you. Like, does that not show you that he doesn't want to be seen? Well, he does not want to be seen with you, or he would take you out to eat. Like, you can, on a random day, you can go get food and bring it home. But we are supposed to be working on something. So, like, dating, doing things together, going out would, be something that most men would do. Not just a man who just wants to go get food and come back to your house. He just wants, and that's all there is to it. And even when he's told her to lead the Bible study, and he's saying that, because this whole time we haven't had God in this. No, you haven't had God in this. She hasn't really had the God I serve, and the God that she probably serves outside of this whole situation, because she's using this whole thing as some type of a present that was presented to her by God. And so she's had a little, there's never too much God, but if you can understand what I'm saying, well, she just using it a little too much. So, and then when he came and he didn't have anything prepared, like, you cannot be that busy that you can't sit down and think of a scripture that we can talk about that can help us, fix the shit that we're in. And it should just show her that he's not invested. And then to tell her he bought his baby mama a new Bentley. No, Benz. What the hell he bought her? Yeah, a Benz. When he won't even share like a bank account with you, or like, he'll do that for her, and I don't care that they're having a baby. Him buying her a car, okay, yeah, whatever. But it still should have been something that she was included in, not told after the fact. Because are you going to buy your wife a new, and I don't care if she's just a stranger, it makes no sense. Like, to buy her something that expensive, y'all are supposedly not together, and you won't even, like, we can't even have a joint account. Even if, like, and that's not saying that he had to put more money in it than she did, but you don't even want y'all finances touching, but you'll go buy a brand new Benz for an ex, because that's what she is. And I mean, and yeah, he's like, I could be bringing a king or a queen into this world. So what? Go buy her a Honda, Chevy, and like, you went real big. Like, I don't even, does he even drive a Benz? I thought he had a Lexus. Like, it's pretty crazy to me. And I almost keep saying that I feel sorry for her, but I don't. Like, clearly, I do not at all. Only because she has seen so much of the bad Chris, and him saying that, even when he said to Dr. Viviana, like, the Chris that you guys met pre-baby was the actual Chris since 90, whatever. Bullshit. He is very calculating, and that's the person who they seen and put on the show. And I'm going to go right back to this, because Pastor Cal, when he said he did not think those two together, he knew there was a red flag somewhere, and everybody ignored it. Because when he stopped Dr. Viviana and said what he said, and she, then her and Dr. Pepper said what they said, he, backed down from it. But he knew. He knew she was a colorist, which she's not much darker than his baby mama, and she has beautiful skin. But they knew that there was a red flag, and we seen it on TV. So, I mean, before the whole wedding, we seen it. There was something that made Pastor Cal hesitate about that whole situation. But let me see. Is there anything else I want to talk about? I don't think so. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens next week. We see the little previews of them playing basketball, but I'm sure that will go wrong. And I'm sure she will mention sex next week, because he came back to the house. They had sex, and they're still not using condoms. But all right, I'll talk to y'all next week.